Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Hi, Doggy's Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, great excitement reigns in Pine Ridge tonight as all its citizens and neighbors are gathering at the schoolhouse for the premiere of Lum and Abner's new motion picture. Greatest thrill for the home folks is the arrival in town of several picture stars to pay tribute to Bashful Bachelor. As you look in on the little community today, it's late evening and a great crowd is gathered at the front of the schoolhouse. Standing back in the shadows is the cinema star, Lum Edwards. Mousey Gray is approaching. Listen.
Well, hello, Lum. What are you doing standing here in the dark?
You're not so loud, Mousey. I don't want nobody to see me yet. I want to be the last one on the program so as I can give my speech. Uh-oh, ain't that Don Amici heading over this way?
Oh, yes, sir. Gee, can I stay and meet him?
No, Mousey. He more than likely wants to get some pointers on acting from me, and he won't want nobody listening. Besides, you're supposed to be on air raid duty tonight.
Yes, sir.
Run along.
Well, what do you stand back here for, Grandpa?
Grandpa?
Haven't you got a ticket for the show, old-timer?
Wait a minute, Mr. Amici. I don't believe you recognize me. I'm Mr. Edwards.
Who?
Mr. Edwards, star of the picture they're premiering tonight. Lum Edwards.
Oh, Lum Edwards. Why, sure. Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Edwards. It's so dark over here, I couldn't see you.
Oh, that's all right. Don't apologize.
Hello, Mr. Amici.
Now, see, I told you to go away.
I'm Llewellyn Snavely Gray, Mr. Amici.
Well, I'm glad to know you, Llewellyn Snavely.
Now, see, I told you to get to your airplane watching post. We don't want to be caught napping on an importance night like this. Now, hurry up.
Yes, sir. Well, goodbye, Mr. Amici.
Goodbye, Mousey, or Snavely, or whatever it is. What is he, your air raid warden, Mr. Edwards?
Oh, no, I'm the warden here. Just put him in charge for tonight. Now, about them pointers on acting, Don.
Pointers on acting?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't think I'll have time to give you any, Mr. Edwards, but I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. You'll get the hang of it after a while.
Oh, no, I mean, I'll give you a few pointers. Give you the benefit of my abilities and experience. Now, I've been watching your progress, Don, and I suggest that you put a little more fire into your work.
Yeah, well, that's already been suggested. And so is putting more of my work into the fire.
Yeah, and... you're joshing. Well, anyways, Don, I believe you ought to use more gestures. Now, you'll notice tonight when I'm giving my speech how...
Speech? Are you giving a speech?
Why, sure. Just a short one. Won't run but an hour or so. Awful interesting, though. All about the moving picture industry.
Oh, so you're the one, huh?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Look, I'll see you later. I got a couple of things I've got to attend to before the premiere gets underway.
Well, wait, I'm going to tell you how to use gestures.
Yeah, well, I'll get that in the next lesson. What was that air raid kid's name?
Mousey Gray. But listen, Don, in my speech tonight, I use gestures to show...
Wonderful world.
Wonderful world. I don't believe he can stand criticism. He ought to get over that if he expects to get anywhere in the moving picture business.
Lum, it's me, Abner.
Oh, hello, Abner.
Yeah, come on, Lum. You better get over there near the door. They're getting ready to go on air. They got that radio thing hooked up some way with the station over at Hot Springs.
I know that, but I'm waiting here so as I can be last. Then everybody be through gawking at Gail Patrick and Louise Curry and Don Amici and all them other stars. Then they can concentrate on my speech.
Yeah, well, don't wait too long, Lum. That Don Winslow said he's all ready to start the broadcasting stuff.
Don Winslow?
Yeah.
That's Don Wilson. He's a big announcer fella.
Yeah, well, he's big, all right. Anybody can see that. Look there, he's signaling for everybody to quiet down, Lum.
Yeah, whereabouts is Cedric at? He's supposed to be watching them big lights over there.
Oh, no telling where he's at. He's went hog wild, got that striped zoot suit on, and he showed me he had that bird whistle with him, you know, the one he imitates meadowlarks and stuff with.
Well, what in the world's he got that for?
Oh, he said they might want him to entertain tonight. Look, there's that Don Winslow getting ready to start there. He's talking into the microphone there now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Wilson bringing you a word picture of the premiere of Bashful Bachelor, RKO's new picture.
RKO? I thought it was R.
Starring Lum and Abner with Zazu Pitts and Louise Curry. Well, we're broadcasting direct from the lobby. That is the front yard of the schoolhouse here in Pine Ridge, Arkansas. And this quaint, picturesque little village is the home of not only the famed Jot 'em Down store, but also those lovable old characters who have now become motion picture personalities.
That's us, Abner.
Squire Skimp and Cedric Weehunt.
Ah.
All Pine Ridge is here tonight, gaily decked out in its fanciest clothes, arriving in a steady stream of wagons and buggies to honor its native sons, Lum and Abner. Among the throng gathered here to witness the opening of Bashful Bachelor are several stars who've come all the way from Hollywood to join in this salute. There's Don Amici and Gail Patrick and Louise Curry and a great many others. And while we're waiting for them to arrive, I'd just like to mention that we have received telegrams from various celebrities, Loretta Young and Zazu Pitts, Annie Devine, Robert Young, and they all send their regrets that they're not going to be able to be with us tonight as they had originally planned, and they all send their best wishes for a successful premiere. Now, let's go over here and see who we can pick up on our portable microphone.
Yeah, look, old Squire Skimp edging his way right up there to the front.
Yeah, look at that stovepipe hat. Bound you, that thing's 1,000-year-old.
Well, we're at luck, ladies and gentlemen. Approaching the microphone is none other than Squire Skimp, who has the honor of playing himself in the picture Bashful Bachelor. Well, good evening, Squire.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Wilson.
Well, Squire, now I wonder if we could coax you to say just a few words.
Well, no, I'm afraid that words fail me on this momentous and auspicious occasion of my personal triumph. However, if you insist, I would like to say that as I stand here tonight, a luminary of the silver scheme, I've reached a goal I set for myself when I was a mere lad, traveling from town to town, from hamlet to hamlet, as a member of the Sneed and Reedy Chautauqua Circuit.
Well, that's fine, Squire, fine.
Little did I realize that the early training I received with Sneed and Reedy would someday bring me...
Thank you, Squire, thank you. Sorry, old man, but we must this thing along.
Oh, yes. Well, here, I wish you'd hand out a few of my cards, Mr. Wilson. And by the way, if you need any insurance now...
Oh, yes, certainly. Well, goodbye, Squire. Now, just a minute. The car's just driven up, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps it's Miss Patrick or Don Amici. I can't see who's getting out of the car because it's so profusely decorated, you know. Oh, no, it must be.
Wonderful world.
Well, it's Cedric Weehut. Good evening, Cedric. Have you got anything to say about the picture Bashful Bachelor?
Yes, Mom. Let's see. Hello.
Now, that's a good, safe comment. Thank you very much, Cedric. And
I also do bird imitations. Meadowlark. Whippoorwill.
Well, that's marvelous, Cedric. Thank you.
No, that was wrong. This is the meadowlark. And here's the whippoorwill.
Well, I see. That's fine. Now, you can run along, Cedric.
And here's a papa whippoorwill.
Cedric, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have... Let's see, there must be...
You want Miss Louise? She's in my car there. She got tangled up in the decorations.
Well, for goodness sake, why did you say so? Louise, please come over here.
Well, I'm trying to, but I've got to find my way out of these streamers first.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the lovely young feminine star of Bashful Bachelor.
Yeah, look there, Lum. There's Louise Curry. Let's go over and talk to her.
No, I'm staying here till I can be last. I want to get all the attention my speech deserves.
And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Louise Curry. Well, hello, Louise.
Hello, Don.
I'm pretty excited about this premiere tonight, Louise.
Oh, you bet I am. And I have a hunch that maybe the picture might be a success because... Well, it's so much fun making a picture with Lum and Abner that it can't help being successful.
Well, with you in it, Louise, I'm sure it will be. How was your plane trip over from Hollywood? A little rough?
Yes, but compared to that ride with Cedric, it was like sitting in the old family rocker. He drove with one hand and played bird calls with the other.
Well, hello, Louise. You recollect me?
Why, Abner, you old dear. Gee, it's good to see you again. Where's Lum?
Oh, he's hiding over there waiting to make a speech. Come on inside, Louise, and I'll get a good chair for you. We can visit, too.
Oh, that's swell, Abner.
Yeah, I want you to meet my woman, Elizabeth, and little Pearl. She'll just be tickled to death meeting up with you.
Well, so will I. As a matter of fact, I brought Pearl a present.
Hey, come back here.
Did you show her now?
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was Louise Curry. Now, just a minute. Here comes another car. Oh, no. Just Cedric's car again. I don't think we want to interview him once more, but wait a minute. I think there is somebody with him. It looks like... Yes, I believe it is.
Wonderful world, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, it's Gail Patrick, ladies and gentlemen, one of Hollywood's most beautiful and talented actresses. Well, we're mighty proud indeed to welcome Miss Patrick to Pine Ridge and to the premiere of Bashful Bachelor. Will you just say a few words to our radio audience, please, Gail?
Yes, Mom. Hello, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing Lum and Abner's new picture, Bashful Bachelor. I know they'll both be swell in it.
Well, are you enjoying your visit here, Gail?
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time. Pine Ridge is really a unique place. I've never seen anything quite like it, and I've never met such interesting people.
Well, it sounds as though you've been getting around quite a bit, Gail.
Oh, I have. I've had the merchant's lunch at Luke Spear's restaurant, played the pinball machine, and lost. Read the Police Gazette at Moe's Moot's barber shop and pitched horseshoes at Caleb Weehunt's blacksmith shop. A place like this is really an education, Don. As a matter of fact, I've already picked up a very valuable bit of information.
You have? Well, Gail, what is it?
Well, just listen to this. This is a meadowlark. And this is a whippoorwill.
Well, that's wonderful, Gail. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Hear the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, that's all very fine, but let's not get started on that again. Just a minute, friends. Here comes Don Amici.
Oh, and here's the Blue Jay.
Well, thank you, Gilpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to say any more than just, well, here's Don Amici.
Thank you, Don Wilson. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to take up any of your time because I'm anxious to go inside and see Lum and Abner's ship. I've heard that it's really swell. Come on, Don, sign this thing off and let's go in and start the picture.
No, I can't, Don. I've got to wait for Lum Edwards, and you know he's all set to make a speech that runs on for hours.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I think I've taken care of that.
No, you haven't. No, here he comes.
Howdy, Mr. Wilson. I reckon you're all ready for me now. Here's the introduction for you to read. I got it all wrote out for you.
Introduction, you mean all these 3 pages?
Well, that's all I could think of about myself. I give her the rest of it in my speech. Go ahead and read it.
Well, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I take great pleasure in presenting a man who... Hey, what's the matter here? All the lights are out.
Oh, my goodness, must be a blackout. I gotta find Mousey Gray. Hey, Mousey! Mousey!
Well, this is a fine state of affairs. We would have to get caught in one of these.
Take it easy, Don, old man. There's no blackout. That was just something I framed up with Mousey Gray. Told him to turn off all the lights to keep Edwards from blowing off steam for a couple of hours. Come on, let's go inside and start the picture. The current will be back on in just a few minutes.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog is Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Pine Ridge has recovered from the excitement of the Friday night premiere of Lum and Abner's new motion picture, Bashful Bachelor. And now the old fellows are free once again to take up the problem of how to send Diogenes Smith's gift of $10,000 to the best advantage for the whole community. During the week, suggestions on this problem have been pouring into the Jot 'em Down store, the person submitting the best idea to win a box of groceries. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their store and library. Listen.
No, sir, I just don't believe there's a single idea here we can use, Abner.
Ain't, huh?
No, I went clean through all the suggestions again. There just ain't one of them that's got a good idea how to spend the $10,000 for the good of the community.
Well, there's a heap of suggestions there, Lum. Folks brung them into the store all last week.
Yeah, I reckon we just have to figure out what to do with it ourselves after all. I don't know what it'll be, though.
Well, of course, I think Diogenes wanted us to decide how to spend the money anyway, Lum. That's more likely why he left it in our hands.
Yeah, I know, but on the other hand, he left it for the whole community.
Yeah.
So I sort of want to let everybody get in on the deciding.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Fact is, I felt kind of guilty when I put the money in the county seat bank under our names.
Well, what's wrong with our names?
Well, nothing, except it just appeared like we was aiming on keeping the money for ourselves.
Oh.
I thought about putting it in the bank under the name of the whole town of Pine Ridge, but then I got to realizing that every time we wanted to write a check, we'd have to get everybody in town to sign it.
Yeah, that's right. That'd have to be all for big check.
Yeah, not only that, we'd have to spend so much time getting a check signed, we never could get no project built with the money.
No, well, I'm glad you never done that. Well, let's see. We better start studying what we're going to spend it for. I don't know. How about a big hotel? I thought of that the other day.
No, Sister Simpson would get mad at that, because then nobody'd stay at her boarding house.
Oh, yeah. Well, we couldn't put in a new restaurant neither, because Luke Spears get mad about that. Come to think about it, Lum, ain't no business we could put in without making somebody mad.
Yeah, that's so all right, but I believe you're on the wrong track there, Abner.
Wrong track?
Yeah, I reckon it ought to be something like an orphan's home. Of course, we already got one of them, or at least the county seat has.
Yeah.
I don't believe we got enough orphans here in town to support one of our own.
No, I don't either. Say, I just happened to think of something. If we study up this idea ourselves, do we get the box of groceries?
Huh?
You know that box of groceries we offered for the best idea on how to do the most good with $10,000?
Oh, yeah, that. Granny's, I forgot about that. Well, no, we can't very well give that to ourselves. That wouldn't look right.
No, I believe folks would get mad about that, Lum.
But as long as we made the announcement over the party line, we'll have to give it to somebody.
Give it to somebody?
Yeah, run through them slips of paper with the suggestions on them. Pick out somebody. Find somebody that's poor and actual needs it.
Just anybody, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a start toward doing the community some good right there.
Let's see, Miss Blevins, Caleb Weehunt, Frank Foster, Grandpa Masters, Ezra C. Strong.
Don't give it to him.
Old Man Quincy, Squire Skimp.
Quincy? That's the fella right there. Don't go no further.
Oh, that ain't a family in this town could use them groceries more than them Quincy's could neither.
Yeah, I'll get him on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. They ain't got no telephone.
Well, just call Miss Barton. She lives close to him there. She can run over and tell him.
Oh, yeah. That's what we can do. What's Miss Barton's ring?
Oh, I ain't got the least idea. Just see,
Short and along and the short, ain't it?
something like that. You might try that. Yeah, you might try it. Old Man Quincy'll just be tickled to death he hears it. Wish I could be there and see him when he gets the good news.
Yeah. More than likely, this is the first contest he's ever won his whole life.
Oh, yeah. Be surprised. And they can use them.
Hello? Is that you, Miss Barton? Well, good. I weren't for sure about your ring. I never knowed who I had. This is Lum Edwards. Yes, Mom. Oh, well, thank you, Mom. Thank you. She said she thought I was awful good in the premiere of our moving picture Friday. Mom?
Well, ask her how she liked me, Lum.
Hey, Shep, Mom?
That's good.
Oh, what I wanted to ask you a favor of you, Miss Barton.
I enjoyed me a lot.
Yeah, you know that contest we had for the best idea on how to spend $10,000 for the community here?
Oh, that's funny.
Well, the judges have just come to a decision, and they've awarded the box of groceries to old man Quincy. Yes, Mom. All right, so I wondered if you'd run over and tell him. Oh, well, that'd be nice of you. Well, much obliged, Miss Barton. Mom? Well, no, we don't know for sure we'll use his ID. This was just a contest. Yes, Mom. All right, Miss Barton. Goodbye.
Say, Lum, we don't have to use his ID, do we?
No, of course not.
Well, he's win the contest.
I know, but we never said we was actually going to follow out the winning suggestion.
We never, huh?
Besides, nobody knows we got the money yet.
Oh, no, that's right, yeah.
I believe Squire Skimp suspicions we got it, though. But he don't know it for sure. Keeps asking me questions about the contest and all such as that.
Well, come to think about it, he's been asking me a lot of questions about that, too.
Well, I hope you never told him nothing.
Oh, no, I never know.
Because he's the one fella we don't want to have to find out about the money till we've all decided on what we're going to do with it.
No, well, I won't let him know nothing. You can depend on me. I'll outwit him.
Yeah, you better leave the outwitting to me, Abner.
Huh?
What you can do, though, is to start packing up that box of groceries for old man Quincy. You'll more than likely want to get in just as soon as possible. They're needing them.
Oh, yeah, well, I'll pack him up a good big one, too. Potatoes and flour and lard and everything we got.
Yeah, fix up a nice one, Abner, because they're needing.
Yeah.
Here, you can put this piece of paper with his suggestion on it in the box, too. He might want to frame that or something.
Yeah, hand it here. What was his suggestion, anyway? I don't believe I ever did read that.
Oh, I don't know, some crazy idea.
Let me see here. I would take the $10,000 and build something that would make more money for Pine Ridge. Yeah, that sounds all right so far.
You will read the rest of it there.
I have read in a book that San Francisco has a toll bridge that brings in thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So why don't we build a toll bridge right here in Pine Ridge and do the same thing? Signed, Ulysses S. Quincy. Doggers, that's a good idea, Lum.
A good idea?
Why, sure. There's cars that come through Pine Ridge all the time. We collect some money from every one of them before they cross the toll bridge. Well, we'll make a heap of money. Or Pine Ridge will.
Well, wait a minute, too.
And think all the good we could do for the community with all that money. Doggers, that Quincy's got an idea there.
Yeah, it's a fine idea. Just one thing he overlooked, though.
Overlooked?
We ain't got no river to put a bridge over.
Oh.
Got that river that runs by Uncle Henry Lunsford's place, but that's too far from here.
Oh, that's way out of town. Yeah, Uncle Henry'd want the money for that. Yeah, I reckon that's right, all right. We'd have to have a river, sure.
Well, that's the usual arrangement, I believe.
Well, maybe... No, reckon not. Them things are more than likely hard to start. Take a heap of water to do that, I reckon.
If you're thinking about starting a river, you can get that idea out of your head right now.
Yeah, that bridge would look awful good, though, Lum.
Wait a minute, there comes Squire Skimp up out there.
Pine Ridge Bridge. Doggy, that sounds good, you know it?
Forget the bridge, Abner, and concentrate on not saying nothing about Dodge and Easy's check to Squire Skimp.
Oh, I won't.
Well, howdy, Squire. Come on back.
Well, gentlemen, how are my good friends today?
Oh, we're just fine, Squire.
For good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Say, Lum, have I shown you our new annuity insurance policy that almost doubles your investment in a relative short time?
No, I don't believe you have, Squire. But I don't think I'd be interested.
It's just a thing for a man who has, say, about $10,000.
Well, if I hear of any feller that's got that much, Squire, I'll let you know.
I thought as long as you have recently deposited that amount in the county seat bank, Lum.
How did you know that?
Oh, I have connections, Lum. Business channels that give me access to various types of information on financial matters. That's part of my business, you know. Now, Lum, I'm suggesting this plan for your own protection and best interest. By the way, where did you get this money, Lum?
Well, it's a mistake, Squire. Diogenes never left no money for us, honor.
Abner.
Oh, Diogenes.
Goodness.
Well, yes, I suspicion that it might be him. Sort of an act of atonement, huh? Well, I'm glad to see that he left our little community a reformed man. Yeah, glad to see it. Now, as I understand it, this money belongs to all of the citizens here in town.
Now, listen, Squire, that money was left in our care.
And it couldn't have been left in better hands, Lum. I want to be the first one to contribute my wisdom and knowledge to this noble cause. Now, I would suggest that we take the $10,000.
Squire, me and Abner are handling this ourselves.
Yes,
We
sir,
don't
Diogenes,
need no help.
give the check to us and we're handling it.
And furthermore,
I believe that's your ring there, isn't it, Lum?
Just a minute. Hello. Jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Edwards talking.
Now, Abner, I have a plan.
Oh, hello, Mr. Quincy.
I ain't in.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Quincy.
Oh, Mr. Quincy.
I'm very proud you won it. Congratulations.
He won the contest for the best idea.
Well, no. No, at least not right away, Mr. Quincy. Well, we can't hardly do that, though. Why, of course not. Yeah, but Mr. Quincy, you said... Yeah, but look here. You'll what? Oh, now listen, Mr. Quincy. Hello? Hung up. Blame him.
What's the matter, Lum?
Well, Squire, looks like you're a little late with your schemes.
What do you mean, Lum?
It's all been decided what we're spending that money for. We're building a toll bridge right up and down Main Street.
A toll bridge?
Yeah, either that or get lawsued by Ulysses S. Quincy. Ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner's contest for the best suggestion on spending Diogenes Smith's $10,000 gift to Pine Ridge didn't turn out so well. None of the suggestions were worthwhile, so the old fellows awarded the prize box of groceries to the most needy contestant, one Ulysses S. Quincy. Mr. Quincy immediately demanded that they carry out his suggestion of building a toll bridge in the town. As we're looking on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their Jot 'em Down store discussing this new problem. Listen.
Well, maybe old man Quincy will forget about this bridge idea pretty soon, Lum. I've heard his woman say he's always getting big ideas for inventing stuff, and then he forgets all about them by the next day.
Oh, yeah, he's always figuring out something. He had a contraption rigged up there one day to do the churning for him.
Well...
Had it rigged up with a windmill.
Well, I do know. He'll be all right on a windy day, I reckon.
I don't think he'll forget this one, though.
You don't?
Bound and determined that Pine Ridge is going to build a toll bridge, even though he knows we ain't got no river to put it across.
Oh.
Most ridiculous thing I ever heard of.
Well, maybe if we went out and had a little talk with him, why, he'd change his mind, Lum.
Talk with him? That's all I've been doing all morning. He keeps calling up every 10 minutes. When you going to start the bridge? How soon you going to start the bridge? Have you started the bridge yet?
Well...
And he's going to drive me stark raving mad crazy.
Well, what was in that letter you said you got from him this morning?
Oh, he sent in an application for the job of toll keeper.
toll keeper.
Yeah, that's the feller that stands at the entrance to the bridge and takes the toll money from the cars that's crossing the bridge.
And keeps it?
No, that's just what they call them fellers, toll keepers.
Well, I don't think we ought to let him keep all that money. That won't do Pine Ridge no good.
Well, we ain't gonna let him keep no money. Fact is, I think I'll just pint myself to that job. Wait a minute, we ain't building no bridge. What's the matter with me?
Well, did he say anything else in the letter?
Yeah, he said he wanted the bridge to be named after him.
Named after him?
Yeah, wants us to call it Ulysses S. Quincy Toll and Suspension Bridge.
Oh, prattle, I don't like it. I'd a heaped rather we called it the Pine Ridge Bridge.
Yeah, either that or the Eddards Memorial Bridge. Granny, there we go again. We ain't gonna build that bridge. What's the matter with it?
No. Well, do you think that Ulysses can actually lawsue us if we don't?
I don't know. I sort of doubt it, though. Squire said he'd look it up in some of them law books he's got and see whether Ulysses is a case against us or not.
Well, I wouldn't put no trust into what Squire Skimp says, Lum.
In ordinary, I wouldn't either, but you gotta admit he knows a heap about legal law and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And as long as he's found out about the $10,000 Dodge and E. Smith left for the community, he'll be as anxious as we are to keep from spending the money on a no-good bridge.
Yeah, still, I hate to see him get mixed up in this, old Lum. I'll tell you that. That's Squire Skimp.
Don't worry, I won't let him trick us no way. Besides, if he can get us out of this, he'll be doing both us and Pine Ridge a big favor.
Oh, yeah, I got to admit that. Ain't that our ring?
I never heard it.
I believe it was.
Phone's so far away, I never hear it hardly.
Hello,
Ulysses? No, we ain't got it started yet. No, we ain't. Goodbye.
Was it him?
Yeah. I think I'll have that phone took out of here.
Well, you ought to have thought of that last week when Donna Meaches was in town for the premiere of her picture, and we could have just give it back to him.
Abner, how many times do I have to tell you that he never actually invented the telephone? Wait a minute, there comes Cedric.
Huh?
I wonder if Cedric's recovered from being a moving picture celebrity yet.
Oh, yeah, he more likely forgot about that by now. More likely back to worrying about not beating that pinball machine.
Well, that's good. I hate to see him getting all stuck up.
Oh, yeah, it went right to his head.
Well, howdy, Cedric.
Hey, come on in, Cedric.
Wonderful world.
Yeah, wonderful world.
Hey, would you fellas help me write a letter?
A letter?
What are you doing, writing to all your fans and admirers?
No, Mom, I'm writing to Ernest.
Who?
You know, Ernest Macmillan, the one that's went in the Army.
Oh, well, that's a good idea, Cedric. That's awful thoughty of you.
Yes, Mom, I thought he'd like to get a letter from a moving picture star.
Oh,
I see. Well, it's still a good idea.
Yeah.
Them soldier boys enjoys getting letters. Everybody ought to write to them all they can.
Why,
let them know
sure.
how proud we are of them, how we're behind them 100%.
Yeah, ought to do it.
There's just one thing, though, Cedric.
Yes, Mom.
Be sure you don't give out no military secrets or any information that the enemy would like to get a hold of.
Oh, no, Mom. I've already taken care of that, I think. I swapped my bird whistle to Gomer Bates for some invisible ink. See, here it is.
Invisible ink?
Yes, Mom, it works wonderful, too.
Well.
You just write down some stuff, and pretty soon it all disappears, and nobody can't never read it.
Hey, doggy, that's a good idea, Cedric. That way, if a letter gets into the wrong hands, why, they won't know what it says.
No, they won't, will it?
Oh, that's a
Just a minute, though. If the letter's invisible, how's Ernest going to read it?
Huh?
Oh, I got that figured out, too. I'm going to write another letter in regular ink telling him what all I said in the invisible letter.
Sure.
Well, that ain't no good. What if the second letter gets into the wrong hands?
Oh.
Mom? Oh, never thought about that.
No.
Well, reckon I better give up the idea. Believe I'll just go down to Luke Spear's restaurant and play the pinball machine a while.
No, you said right down here and write Ernest a nice letter.
Yeah, wait a minute, Lum. There's Squire Skimp across the street, and he's heading over this way.
Oh, well, in that case, Cedric, you better run on home and get your mama to help you write the letter.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll just get Mr. Luke Spears to help me.
Well, get anybody you like. So long, Cedric.
So long. Wonderful world.
Wonderful world, Cedric.
I'm glad he's gone. I never wanted Squire talking about the $10,000 in front of Cedric.
Oh, no, he'd have it all over town in no time at all. That boy, he talks and talks. Well, howdy, Squire.
Yeah, howdy, Squire. Come on back.
Yes, gentlemen.
Did you find out anything from your law book, Squire?
Yes, I did, Lum, and I regret to report that I bring you no glad tidings.
No glad tidings.
No, I'm afraid not, Lum. After a thorough examination of all the bylaws and statutes and ordinances pertaining to this matter, as well as court records of civil action and habeas corpus escrows relating thereto.
You looked all them up, too, huh?
Oh, yes. After a thorough examination, Lum, I find that Ulysses S. Quincy has an ample basis for a case against you if you fail to erect said bridge.
Yeah, there's a fear to that.
Inasmuch as Diogenes left the money not to you individually, but to the whole community, to be spent by the community for the community, the above-mentioned Mr. Quincy, being a legal member of the community, has a right to voice in deciding how the money shall be spent.
He does, huh?
Yes, and whereas you conducted a fair and legal contest for this purpose, and publicly designated the above-mentioned Mr. Quincy as the winner, you are bound to use his suggested plan, Lum.
Well, Dad blame the above-mentioned Mr. Quincy.
Now, however, Lum, realizing the extreme absurdity of building a toll bridge without having a river under it, I've gone to some trouble to find a way out for you.
You have?
And I believe I've hit upon something.
Oh, well, good for you, Squire. What is it?
Well, now, of course, it's just an outside chance, but I think it might work. I have here, Lum, a little legal document, perfectly harmless, of course, which proves that you have no right nor sufficient means to build said bridge.
Huh?
Now, all you have to do is sign this, and I'll show it to Mr. Quincy, and he will, I'm sure, drop the case.
That sounds good to me. Hand me that pen there, Abner.
Well, now, Lum, you ought to sign that.
Well, all it says is that I can't build no bridge, and that's the truth, ain't it?
Yeah.
Give me the pen.
Well, exactly what does it say in that paper, Squire?
Why, just the usual legal phrasing, Abner.
Yes, the usual legal phrasing, Abner. Where do I sign, Squire? Right here?
Yes, right there on that line, Lum. That's it.
I don't think you ought to do that, Lum.
There you are, Squire.
Yes.
Get this out to old man Quincy just as fast as you can. And maybe you stop coming up here every 5 minutes.
Yes, I'll rush it right out to him, Lum. And now one more thing, too, Lum. I do want to call your attention to one little paragraph that I had to insert in the document here to make it absolutely legal. We don't want anything wrong.
Of course not.
No.
Which one is that, Squire?
Well, the one wherein you disclaim any and all interest or ownership in the $10,000 you have in the bank and transfer all responsibility and executor rights to me.
To you?
Yes. Well, here, I'll rush this right out to Mr. Quincy.
Well, wait a minute, Squire. Come back here.
I'll see you gentlemen.
Hey, Squire, hold on a minute. Well, for goodness sakes.
Doggies, Lum, I told you not to sign that thing.
I know it. Ought to had more sense than to listen to him in the first place.
I wanted you to read it, but neither you nor Squire, neither one would do it. Wait a minute. There comes Cedric back again.
For goodness sakes, get him out of here. I don't want to see nobody. Not ever.
Don't take it now too hard, Lum. Maybe there's some way we can get out of this. What do you want, Cedric?
Oh, just looking for something. Did you see it in here anyplace?
See what, Cedric?
Oh, here it is. Don't want to lose that. That's all. Well, so long.
So long.
Just a minute. Is that yours, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
Granny's Abner, we're saved.
Huh?
I signed that document with Cedric's invisible ink. Granny's Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Squire Skimp failed in his attempt to get possession of the $10,000 gift that Diogenes Smith left to Pine Ridge, but we doubt if Squire will give up after only one try. Ulysses S. Quincy, the winner of the contest for suggestions on how best to spend this money, is still demanding that Lum and Abner use it to put up a toll bridge, and he's threatening to sue them if they fail to do it. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot-'em-Down store with Grandpap seated at the library table, reading up on ways of using the money. Listen.
The game of polo is played on a field measuring, according to standard requirements, at least 750 feet in length.
Grandpap, I don't care how long a polo field is.
At each end of the field is a goal.
Grandpap, stop reading that. I told you we weren't going to use the money to put in no polo field.
Well, it sure worked fine out there on that farm of mine, Abner.
Yeah.
I'd say that farm over there, well, I'd make it cheap.
Yeah.
And I believe a good polo field is exactly what Pine Ridge needs. Let's see what else it says here. The four fundamental
Grandpap, don't read no more of that, please.
The straightforward back and front strokes and the near side back and front strokes. Well, nearsighted, huh? I'm nearsighted. Maybe I could play polo.
Hush up, Grandpap. Just a minute. That's our ring. I can't hear nothing to you hollering
All
at the
right,
top
go
of your
ahead,
voice.
go ahead.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Huh? Oh, it's you. No, Mr. Quincy, we ain't started putting in the bridge yet. No, sir. Goodbye. Oh, I wish I'd have kept track of how many times that Quincy feller's called up here.
750.
Huh? Oh, it ain't that many, Grandpap, surely.
Yes, sir. According to the almanac, 750 feet in length and 500 feet in width.
Oh.
At each end of the field. Oh, I've already read that.
Grandpap, will you forget that polo stuff? 'Cause we ain't gonna build one of them things. Now, do you understand?
Well, you're throwing away a big opportunity. You could have bought my farm cheap.
Well, we don't want your farm.
Well, you see. Must be some other books here that'll give us an ID.
I ain't looking for no ID.
Anyway, this sounds good right here. 500 tricks even a child can do.
Well, them won't do us no good. You better just leave it up to me and Lum to decide what we'll do with the $10,000, Grandpap.
Well, the floating egg trick.
Oh, my.
An egg is dropped into a pitcher of water and is mysteriously floats halfway down, neither coming to the surface nor sinking to the bottom.
Let it sink. I don't care.
This trick never fails to amaze your friends, but it is really very simple.
Yeah.
All you do is fill the bottom half of the pitcher with salt water, and then... Say, Abner, you got an egg handy?
No, we ain't got no eggs handy, Grandpap.
You ought to keep a couple of them around. Never can tell when somebody might drop in and wants to amaze their friends.
Well, we don't want to amaze no friends, Grandpap. We got more important stuff to take care of around here.
Let's see, where was I at? Oh, the invisible cigarette trick. The disappearing alligator trick. Well, Jiminy, I believe there's an idea right there, Abner.
Huh?
Alligators. Buy my farm and raise alligators.
Alligators?
There's something Pine Ridge ain't got, an alligator farm.
Now, what in the world would we want with an alligator farm?
They make suitcases out of them, one thing and another.
Oh, my
Well, they
goodness.
multiply fast, Abner. Do you know that... Wait a minute.
Huh?
Believe I'll look that up for you.
I ain't interested.
Just a little while ago. Believe it was in the almanac here.
Grandpap, don't you have to go home and help your woman charity or something around the place, sir?
Alligators. Here we are.
Oh, my.
The eggs from a single alligator sometimes number as high as 90 or 100.
Well, that's fine.
There you are, Abner. 100. Just think that over.
Well, now, what could we do with 100 alligator eggs?
Well, hatch them out. And each one of them 100 alligators will lay 100 eggs apiece, and before you know it, you got 100,000 alligators. Yes, sir, you got a good idea there, Abner. You sure have.
Me? Well, I never studied this up.
Then each one of the 100,000 alligators will lay 100 more eggs. Let's see, naught times naught's naught, none to carry.
Hey, wait a minute, there comes Lum.
Naught from naught is... You got a pencil, Abner? I don't believe I can figure this in my head.
Well, just don't bother to figure it. Let it go, Grandpa.
Wait a minute. Where's that add machine you fellas used to have around here? Don't think a pencil can handle this much adding.
Hey, come on in, Lum. Where you been so long?
Oh, I had a lot of business to tend to. Howdy, Grandpap. Howdy, Lum.
Well, I'm sure glad you're back.
Yes, sir, Lum. You're just in time to hear the good news. Go on, tell him, Abner.
Huh?
Good news? Well, what is it, Abner?
Well, I ain't got no good news.
Come on now. Don't hold nothing back from me, Abner.
Well, I ain't got nothing to tell, Lum, honest. Well, except my Grandpap has found out about the $10,000 Diogenes last year. I don't know how he done it, though.
Well, there's nothing good about that news.
Why, no?
Fact is, it ain't news at all. I just been finding out that everybody in town knows about the money Dodge and his gift to Pine Ridge.
They do?
Why, sure. That's all they're talking about down there at the barber shop.
Oh, my.
Everybody getting big ideas on what they're going to do with the money and all that stuff.
Why, sure. How'd they ever find out about it?
I don't know. I think Squire Skimp must have spread it around.
Squire?
Yeah, more than likely he done it because he's mad about not getting the money away from us the other day.
Yeah, that snake in the weeds.
Of course, I reckon everybody's got a right to know about it. The money actually belongs to the whole town.
Yeah.
The only thing makes me mad is that everybody's getting such selfish ideas on how to spend it.
Selfish?
Oh, my, yeah. For instance, Mr. Macmillan wants to put new gravel on all the roads around here.
New gravel?
Yes, sir. Of course, that's just because he's got the gravel pit.
Oh, why, sure. That's all he wants that for.
And Caleb Weehun wants to put in a horse racing track.
Horse racing?
I know he's just thinking about getting more business for his blacksmith shop.
Why, sure. That's the only reason he done it.
Tell him about your idea, Abner.
Hush up, Grandpap.
Just a minute here. Is there still something you ain't told me, Abner?
No, honest, it ain't, Lum. It's just that... wait a minute. I believe that was our ring. More than likely old man Quincy calling up again.
Has he been calling up?
Oh, been calling all morning long. The phone just ringing off the wall.
Well, for goodness sake. Wait a minute. I'll take care of it.
Oh, I wish you would. A feller can't sit down and rest himself out that old man calling up.
I just talking to Dick Huddleston. Dick says old man Quincy couldn't lawsue us for not putting up that bridge no way.
He couldn't? Well, what about all that legal stuff that Squire looked up about it?
Oh, well, that was just some prattle he studied up to scare us into turning the money over to him.
Oh, I see.
Hey, just a minute. I'm coming. Hello, Mr. Quincy? No, we ain't started the bridge, and what's more, we ain't going to.
Yeah, tell him, Lon. Tell him to quit.
No, we ain't going to build no bridge. I wish you'd get that straight in your head.
No, sir.
Go ahead and lawsue us. Take it to the Supreme Court, see if we care. Goodbye. I reckon that'll hold him for a while.
Well, I hope so. He's sure been pestering the life out of me today. It's all I did, answer the phone, talk to him.
Yeah, we're through with that bridge idea, I can tell you that.
Well, I hope so.
Now, if we can get rid of some of these other selfish ideas, we can settle down and do some sensible thinking about how we're going to spend that money.
Yeah, that's what we ought to do. Buy something that'll do Pine Ridge a lot of good.
Well, we'll think of something.
Well, sure.
What we ought to have, Abner, I wanted to talk to you. We need something that'll beautify Pine Ridge.
Beautify?
Well, like, for instance, a nice big statue in the middle of the main street.
A statue?
Abner, ain't you going to tell them your idea?
Be quiet, Grandpap.
Wait a minute. Exactly what is this big idea, Abner?
Well, Lum, I ain't...
Go on, Abner. Tell him about your alligator farm.
Oh, me.
Alligator farm? For the land's sakes. Abner, you ain't went and bought an alligator farm, have you?
Listen, Lum, just a minute. Grandpap's got this whole...
100,000 alligators the first year. Next year it runs up into the billions. Well, I'll swan to goodness. I can't leave this store 10 minutes without you getting everything all tangled up in some kind of a big mess.
Well, now, wait a minute. Don't start
just
jumping
get us out of one crazy idea about a bridge, and now you got us into something worse.
Well, just a minute now. Sit back down there, Lum. Let me explain this.
You don't need to explain. I know how you get into these things. You're always doing it. Whereabouts is this alligator farm, and how much did you pay for it?
Lum, this was all Grandpap's idea.
Now, don't put the blame on Grandpap, and don't change the subject. Whereabouts is this farm at?
I tell you, Lum, there ain't no...
He's using my farm for it, Lum. Your farm. That worthless old place of yours over there?
I ain't done it.
No wonder you was encouraging him in this idea. Granny's Grandpap, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of myself? Why, of course. First, Abner gets some crazy, selfish idea that he wants to raise alligators, and then you're selfish enough to encourage him so he'll buy that worthless old farm of yours. You see here, Lum, now, you can't talk to me that way. I've got some right. I've never seen two fellows that's more selfish and self-centered in all my life. Throwing the public's money away on something that'll just do theirselves some good. All you think about is yourself.
Just a minute. That's our ring, I believe.
So, more likely old man Quincy again. You answer it this time. I'm surprised that two grown fellers like you could get such selfish ideas.
Hello, Mr. Quincy. We ain't going to build... Oh, excuse me. I thought you was a Mr. Quincy calling.
Who is it, Abner?
A what? Yeah, well, he's right here. Just a minute. I don't know nothing about it. I'll ask him. Lum, this is some feller says he's talking to you just a little while ago.
Oh, my goodness. Let me get to the phone.
Well, he said that you was talking to him. Well, he just wanted me to tell you was talking to him about getting a statue of yourself built for the main street here, and he wants to know if you want it with or without a horse.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the whole town has learned about the $10,000 gift that Diogenes Smith left in Lum and Abner's care to be spent for the good of the entire community. And now every citizen in Pine Ridge is racking his brain for the ideal way of spending this money. But so far, no worthwhile, workable plan has been presented. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library talking on the telephone. Listen.
Well, I'll get the roof fixed. Don't worry about it, Elizabeth. Well, it ain't raining now. Well, how can it leak when it ain't raining? Well, I'll get it fixed tomorrow then. All right, today then.
Oh, excuse me.
Lum just came in, Elizabeth, so I better hang up. Yeah, well, I'll take care of it. Uh-huh. All right, honey. Yes, honey. Goodbye. Drat that woman of mine anyway.
What's the trouble, Abner?
Oh, she's been hounding me all week to get a little bitty old leak in the roof fixed. Says I ought to stop studying up ideas for the good of the community and try to do a little good for my own home for a change.
Yeah, well, that's the way with women folks. They ain't got no vision. Can't understand the bigger things in life. Nearsighted's what they are. Can't see the trees in the forest on account of the trees in the forest.
Huh?
That don't make a whole lot of sense, does it?
Well, maybe they weren't looking in the right direction. Which way was they facing?
Which way was who facing?
Whoever it was that couldn't see the trees.
Oh, well, that wasn't nobody in particular. I was just referring to women folks.
Women? Was Elizabeth with them?
No, of course not.
I bound you she was. No wonder she never gets her work did. Going out in the country to gawk at the trees. That woman's been getting some of the silliest ideas here lately.
I weren't talking about Elizabeth or no other particular woman. I was just using old lettered saying. But it wasn't no good. I ought to make up a new old lettered saying about women. Remind me to do that sometime, Abner.
Remind you? Say, that reminds me of something else I'm supposed to remind you of. Mousey Gray.
Mousey Gray?
Yeah.
I don't want to be reminded of Mousey Gray.
Well, no, but he wants to see you, Lum. He's been in here a half a dozen times already this morning.
What does he want? Oh, his old job back, I reckon.
No, he said it was about some plan that he studied up to spend that $10,000 that Diogenes gave us.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Has he got a plan, too?
Yeah.
Gee, that'll be something wonderful.
Well, he wouldn't tell me what his idea was.
And I hope he never tells me neither. Sometimes I almost wish Diogenes would never give that money to Pine Ridge.
He do, huh?
Well, everybody in this town thinks he owns the money. And every one of them's got a different idea on how to spend it.
Yeah, that's all folks is talking about everywhere you go.
I couldn't hardly get down to work this morning. Everybody I'd meet stopped me and made me listen to his plan.
Well?
Never heard so many crazy flying-by-night schemes in all my life.
No, I ain't neither.
And why they think I'd fall for their ideas, I don't know. They ought to know better than to try to put anything over on a man of my business experience and integrities. It's a mystery to me.
Well, it's a mystery to me, too. Why Elizabeth wants to go around looking at trees, I'll never know.
Oh, Abner, for goodness sake.
She saw trees before,
well,
and again you saw one tree while you saw them all. Reckon she might have been looking for a bird's nest or something like that. Was she on the ground or up in the tree when you seen her, Lum?
Abner, I told you I never seen her. Now get that idea out of your head.
What now, Lum? Don't you keep nothing from me, 'cause this is something I ought to know about.
Abner, all I said... Wait a minute, there comes that little varmint, Mousey Gray.
I'll tell him a thing or two.
Aunt Elizabeth's been acting awful strange here lately. Insisting on me fixing a roof and all.
Abner, forget that, and don't do much talking while Mousey's here. I'll handle him and his big idea.
Yeah.
I'll unencourage him before he even gets started.
Well, it's that time.
Mind out, here he comes.
Yeah. Well, howdy, Mousey. Come on in. Lum's here now.
Yeah, howdy, Mousey.
Hello, Lum.
I'm awful busy today, Mousey. Got a lot of work to do.
Yes, sir. Well, I just want a few minutes of your time, Lum, that's all.
Well, if it's anything about spending the $10,000,
yes,
Mousey.
Sir, it is, Lum. How would you like to live in a beautiful apartment?
Huh?
With modern fixtures and new furniture.
What in the world are you talking about, Mousey?
Well, my plan will enable every family in Pine Ridge to live in a brand new apartment free.
Hey, Granny, there's the wildest one idea I've heard yet.
Doggy, that sounds good to me. I'd like to live in a place like that.
Well, natural. Who wouldn't? But how you going to build enough apartments for every family in town on just $10,000? Don't forget, Pine Ridge is a big place. There's might nigh 600 families here.
607. I've counted them, Lum.
Well, that's even worse. And you say they can live in these apartments free?
Yes, sir.
Are you feeling all right today, Mousey?
Yes, sir. I feel fine. Now, here's the way the plan works, Lum.
Just a minute, Mousey. You've took up too much of my time already. Your idea is impossible and unrelevant, and besides, it can't be did. You better run on home now.
Yes, sir, but, Lum, I've got this all worked out in detail. I can show you exactly how it works. Now, see, here's the chart.
I ain't got time to look at a bunch of figures, Mousey.
To begin with, we take the $10,000 and build one apartment house with 20 apartments in it.
Well, that ain't going to be enough.
No, sir, I know it, but, see, we could put more in, but this way the apartments will be bigger and then each family will have more room. Yeah, I want a lot of room in mine.
Hey, Chef Abner.
And then we give 20 families these 20 new apartments in exchange for their old houses.
You mean they give us their old houses?
Yes, sir. They won't have any use for them because, see, now they have a beautiful new apartment to live in free.
Just a minute. It can't all be free. Who's going to pay the taxes and electricity and all that stuff?
Well, we will. We'll have plenty of money for that. Now, how much would you say that those old houses are worth, Lum?
Well, it's hard to say. That old place of Mr. Quincy's ain't worth more than $600 or $700.
No, just about what it's worth.
But now the Seastrunk place, for instance, ought to be worth, well, I know Ezra's got more than $4,000 in it.
Oh, yeah, he has. That's a nice place. Well, would you say that we could average $1,000 apiece for them if we sold them?
Well, yeah, you ought to be able to do better than that even.
Oh, well, that's enough. See, we sell those 20 houses for $1,000 apiece and get $20,000. Well, good for us, Doggy. That's twice as much as we started with.
Abner, don't encourage him.
And then we take the $20,000 and build 2 apartment houses, and that takes care of 40 more families, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but now wait a minute.
So we sell their old houses, and we've got $40,000. All right, Doggies, we're getting rich. This is better than that counterfeiting business.
Abner, I told you to hush up. You don't know nothing about financial matters.
So then we take the $40,000 and build 4 more apartment houses, and that takes care of 80 more families. So, are you following me, Lum?
Yeah, but there must be something wrong with this, Mousey.
So we sell those houses and get $80,000 and build 8 more apartment houses, and that takes care of 160 more families. Then we sell their houses.
Just a minute, Mousey. Let's go back and begin all over again. I'm feared I jumped the track here.
Yeah, well, we're just about through, Lum. We sell their houses and get $160,000 and build 16 more apartment houses, and that takes care of the last 320 families.
What do you mean, the last 320 families?
Well, you see, by now we have 620 apartments, and there's only 607 families in Pine Ridge, so that's all we need.
That's right, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute, though. I believe I've got you here, Mousey. Now, we've got everybody in these apartments, but where are we going to get the money for the taxes and gas and electricity? We've already spent all our money putting up the buildings.
Yes, sir, but don't forget, Lum, see, we've still got the old houses of those last 320 families to sell, and that gives us $320,000 more.
300? Hey, Granny, that might not have $500,000.
Why, sure it is. I Doggy's lumber millionaires. Good for us.
Let me see that chart there, Mousey.
Yes, sir. Look it over, Lum.
Must be something wrong here. This is too good.
Well, it's all correct, Lum. I worked awful hard on that.
Well, let's see. One apartment house, $10,000.
Yes, sir.
That takes care of 20 families.
In fact, I worked so long and hard on that chart that, well, it just sort of seems like a mother to me.
Let's see, 20 houses. That's $1,000 apiece. That's $20,000.
Yeah, say, Mousey, are we going to have elevators in them buildings? Well, I haven't thought much about it, Abner. I haven't gotten around to that. All right, Doggies, we'll have them. That's one thing I've always wanted is an elevator. A big, orange, shiny elevator. I could ride in them things all day long. And now just think about it. I'm going to have one right outside my front door. All right, Doggies, I'll be crazy about that love elevator. Wait a minute. I believe that's our ring.
I'll get it, Abner. I'm closest to the phone
Oh,
here.
yeah, go ahead, Doggies. I can't wait.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Edder's talking. Mom?
I'm quite happy.
Oh, hello, Elizabeth.
Uh-oh, I forgot about that.
Well, just a minute, I'll ask him. Abner, your woman wants to know what you're going to do about that roof.
Oh, well, tell her,
Wait a minute. What's the matter with me? I know what to tell her.
Huh?
Hello, Elizabeth. Don't do nothing about your roof. Well, go ahead and let it leak. I know, but you're going to be moving pretty soon. Yes, Mom, into one of the new beautiful Lum Edder's luxury apartments. Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Hi, Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, at last the old fellows have settled on a plan for using the $10,000 gift that Diogenes Smith left the community of Pine Ridge. Mousey Gray was the author of this ingenious plan, which is supposed to provide enough modern apartment buildings to house every family in town and also to produce a profit of $320,000. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their jot 'em down store and library. Lum is just answering the phone. Listen.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. L. Eddard's apartment house manager speaking.
Who made him the manager?
Oh, it's you again, Grandpap. Huh? Why, sure, there'd be a rocking chair in each apartment.
Grandpap.
I told you there'd be a complete furnished apartments all through there. Yes, sir, chairs and tables and lamps. Everything comes with them. Huh? Well, no, you'll have to furnish your own easy slippers.
For the land's sake.
All right. Goodbye, Grandpap.
That Doggies, old Grandpap is sure excited about that apartment building idea, ain't he?
Oh, yeah. If everybody's as enthusiastic about it as him, we won't have no trouble at all putting this plan over.
Yeah, well, how did he find out about it so quick, Lum? You been telling it to everybody?
No, just a few people to get to see how they felt about it and all.
Oh.
Grandpap was one I tried it out on first.
Uh-huh.
I just said, Grandpap, if somebody was to offer you a brand new, beautiful, complete furnished, modern, up-to-the-minute apartment, one that you could live in free for the rest of your life, would you be willing to exchange your old farm for it?
What did he say to that?
He said, lead me to it. What do I sign? He was bound and determined I'd give him something to sign right then and there.
He was, huh?
Yeah, finally had to let him sign the back of an old grocery bill.
Well, did he think that was something legal?
Oh, yeah, well, he never even looked at it. Just wrote his name down and taken out for home like a scared jackrabbit. Said he wanted to tell his woman Charity all about it.
Yeah, well, we know we got one customer for sure, don't we?
Oh, don't you worry now. We'll get every family in this community.
We will, huh?
Well, this is the greatest one idea that's ever been studied up since the world started going.
Good for us.
Wish to goodness I'd have thought it up instead of Mousey Gray.
Yeah, reckon how Mousey ever come to get such ideas as this?
I don't know. He must be a genius, that Mousey.
Yeah, more like it. That's what it is, yeah.
And to look at him, you'd never expect he was capable of studying up nothing.
No?
Little bitty head and Nara eyebrows and all.
Yeah.
Thin mouse-colored hair.
But you got to give him credit now. He come through with an awful good idea.
Oh, yeah, awful good. Yeah.
And I tell you, Abner, I believe it'd be a smart thing for us to sign him up some way or other.
Sign him up?
Well, go in partnerships with him or something.
Oh.
That way, we'll have a half interest in any more ideas he gets.
Why, sure.
He's bound to have some more.
Sure.
And if he can work out some more plans that'll make a profit of $320,000 right off the bat, he's a feller we ought to be associated.
Well, now, Lum, exactly how do we make that much profit? I never did quite follow that idea that Mousey had.
Well, that's because you ain't got a financial wizard mind like I have, I reckon. I catched on to it right off the bat.
You did, huh?
Yeah, it's simple enough, Abner. All we do is take the $10,000 that Diogenes Smith left to Pine Ridge and build one apartment house with it.
Yeah.
We put 20 families in the apartment building, and in exchange, they give us their old houses. And then we sell them for just $1,000 apiece.
Uh-huh.
That gives us $20,000. See?
Yeah.
So we take that and build 2 more apartment buildings, and, well, we just keep on doing that.
Doing what?
Well, building more apartments with the money we get from selling the houses of the folks that's moving into the apartments we've already built.
Uh-huh.
The number of apartment houses that we can build keeps doubling every time, see? And in no time at all, we got enough to take care of all 607 families there is in this community.
Uh-huh.
And it works out so that the last batch of old houses we sell gives a profit of $320,000.
Well, good for us. But say now, Lum.
Yeah?
Exactly now, how does that work?
For goodness sakes, I've been talking here for 5 minutes, explaining it to you. Look, we got $10,000 to begin with. Diogenes give us that. So we take that and put up one building with 20 apartments. I believe that's our ring. You better get it, Abner.
Yeah. I'll get it. Keep on explaining, Lum. I can listen with one ear.
Well, that's more than you've been using.
Hello, jot 'em down, store library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Oh, howdy, Grandpap. Grandpap again.
Oh, for goodness sakes, he's getting to be a nuisance.
Yeah, what is it you want this time, Grandpap? Just a minute, I'll ask Lum. He wants to know if we're going to furnish bird cages with them apartments.
Oh, of course not. Can't put in stuff like that.
No, Grandpap, you'll have to furnish your own bird cage. Just a minute. How about goldfish bowls, Lum?
No, tell him no.
No, Grandpap. Stereoscope?
No, of course not.
No, listen, Grandpap, if you want all them things, you'll just have to bring them yourself.
Yeah.
All right, goodbye, Grandpap.
He's sure getting himself all worked up about it. Got to know every little bitty detail.
Yeah, well, more likely it's Aunt Charity's making him ask all them questions. You know how servitive she is. All is affair, Grandpap's going to get himself into some worthless, no-good scheme.
Yeah, well, you can't blame her for that.
No.
But I wish Grandpap would quit calling up over here. Getting to be an out-and-out nuisance. I know one thing. When we all start moving into these apartment buildings, I ain't going to live next door to him.
Doggy, that's right, ain't it? We'll all be living right next to one another, won't we?
Oh, sure.
Hey, Doggy, that'll be awful handy for me if I live next to Grandpa. We could just cut a hole in the wall twixt us and put a checkerboard in the hole and then just sit there in our own homes and play checkers together.
Now, wait a minute, Abner. Don't you go cutting no holes in them walls. I mean, after we get the apartments built, don't cut no holes in them.
Oh, well, we'll just make a little bitty hole.
No, you don't now. You leave them walls alone.
All right. Doggies, ain't even moved into my new home yet, and already I can't do what I want to in it.
Now, Abner, that ain't the right altitude to take. If you and Grandpap want to play checkers, all you got to do is just open your front door and take about 5 steps, and you're at his apartment there. That's handy enough for anybody.
Well, yeah, it's handy, but I believe the other idea would be a heap more fun. I could just sit there, and fact is I could put it close to the table there and sit there and eat with one hand and play checkers with the other.
For goodness.
Wouldn't have to even stop to eat. That'd be a good idea, you know?
I don't know what you'd want to do that for no way. You don't get no fun out of them games. You never get more than halfway through a game before you're both fussing and hollering at one another. I just hope I live on a different floor than both of you.
Well, which floor are you going to live on, Lum?
I don't know. Top floor, I think.
Top one.
Any floor that Sister Simpson ain't on.
Sister Simpson? Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's going to be living there, too, ain't she?
Why, sure. Her practicing singing and playing the organ's enough to drive a feller stark raving mad crazy.
Oh, my goodness, I didn't know that. Well, I don't want to be near her, I know that.
She ain't even got no neighbors over there where she's at now.
My, of course she ain't. She won't have none of that apartment buildings neither. Everybody move out. You better not let her in there long.
Yeah, the worst part about it is she just knows about 5 different songs. Keeps practicing them over and over and run anybody crazy.
Yeah, what's that one that she sings all the time about that lower the gentle lark?
Lower. Oh, that's low, hear the gentle lark.
Oh,
yeah. I've heard her sing that.
Oh, sings it all the time.
Yeah, how she expects somebody to hear the lark with all that screaming she's doing, I don't know.
Oh, couldn't hear nothing that's going on.
We might have to build a little small apartment for her, away from the others.
Yeah, we better. A long ways away from them. We want everybody to move in, I'll tell you that right now.
Might put Walt Bates over there, too, with all them young'uns of his.
Oh, yeah, the way that pack of little Bateses run wild, they're more likely to have the building tore down before the paint's dry on it.
Not only that, they'd be running up and down them stairs all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Hooping and hollering and playing Dick Tracy and Hi-Ho Superman and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Fella could never get no thinking done. They'd keep waking you up.
Yeah, then there's that Chadwick Foster. He'll more likely want an upstairs apartment so he can lean out the window and holler at everybody all day long, make them smart aleck remarks of his.
Yeah, Grannies, I can see now that there's some drawbacks to this plan after all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we better get Mousey to work on this some more and see if he can't straighten these things out. Don't let nobody know we run into some trouble already, though.
Oh, no, I won't read a word of it. No.
By the way, whereabouts is Mousey? Some other things about this I wanted to talk over with him today.
Oh, he's out of town. He took his woman Gussie and they went over to Hot Springs.
Hot Springs?
Yeah.
What for?
I don't know. He said some kind of a celebration. Somebody's birthday, I believe he said. A fella by the name of Parks, that's what he said.
Parks? Oh, wait a minute. I know what that is. Just read about it in a weekly paper down at the barber shop. Today is the 110th anniversary of the Hot Springs National Park. We ought to went over there ourselves, you know it.
Doggy, that's funny. This Mr. Park's birthday coming on the same day as the anniversary of the National Park, ain't it?
Abner, there ain't no Mr. Parks that's having a... Wait a minute, there comes Grandpap up out there. Suppose he's got a whole lot more questions studied up to ask us. Wished he'd stay home for a while.
Well, how old did you say this Mr. Parks lost today, Lum? 110?
Abner, I never said nothing about no Mr. Parks. The Hot Springs National Park is celebrating its... Find out, here comes Grandpa.
Well, if he's 110-year-old... Well, howdy, Grandpa.
Howdy. Wonderful world.
Wonderful world, Grandpa.
Yes, sir, sure is. A wonderful world beginning today.
Yeah.
Where you want me to tell him to drive to? Tell who to drive where? Why, Cedric, of course.
Cedric?
Yeah, he's out there in the Macmillan's truck with Charity. Everything's loaded. Just tell us where it's at. Where what's at? Why, that new modern up-to-the-minute apartment you gave me this morning.
Oh, my.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum, Abner, and Mousey Gray are still laboring on the plans and problems of the proposed Wonderful World Apartments, a project designed to house every family in Pine Ridge in a modern, rent-free, tax-free apartment with all utilities paid. And, according to Mousey's arithmetic, this can all be done on Diogenes Smith's gift of $10,000. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum in the Jot 'em Down store explaining some drawings to Abner. Listen.
Here's the arrangements of the apartments in the first building we're going to put up, Abner.
Oh, you got them all drawn out on paper, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yep, me and Mousey done this last night over at his place. Set up till nigh 10 o'clock working on them.
Well, I do know.
I didn't mind it so much, though. His woman, Gussie, fixed us each a nice cup of cocoa. Sort of broke up the evening, give us a breathing spell.
Sure. Yeah, that was thoughty of her. But now, explain these here drawings to me, Lum. What's all these lines here mean?
Well, that's the different floors, see?
Floors?
Yeah, now,
What's this right here, them lines there?
well, that's the attic.
Attic?
Yeah.
Well, we got this thing upside down, and I thought that was the bottom part of the building.
It is the bottom part. I'm going to put the attic on the bottom.
Huh?
Put the attic downstairs.
Well, attics always go on the top of a building, Lum.
I know they do, but this is going to be on the bottom because folks is always putting their trunks up there, and they got to carry them big, heavy trunks clean up to the attic. This way, the attic's downstairs.
Well, I do know. Why, sure, that's a good idea. As many times as I've had to go up in that attic of ours and get down boxes and stuff, and if I'd have had any sense at all when I built the place, I could have had them downstairs just as easy as not. Well, who thought of that idea, you or Mousey?
One of us, I forget just which one it was. Now, only trouble was we couldn't find any place to put the basement.
Oh, that's right.
Because the attic was going in there, so we put the basement right in the middle of the building.
In the middle, huh?
Yeah, that middle floor, there's the basement.
Well, that's sort of handy. Always put potatoes and stuff down there. It's just heap easier to throw them down than it is to carry them up the steps anyway.
Why, sure. And then if we put it downstairs like basements generally is, why, it'd have been handy for the folks on the first and second floors, but them folks way upstairs there, it'd have been hard for them to get to the basement.
Oh, yeah.
So we're putting it right in the middle of the building, be handy for everybody.
All right, doggies, you ought to have been a carpenter, Lum. You're a genius, you
I'm
know
an
it?
architect. That's
You're
what I
a
am.
genius if ever I've seen one.
Well, I don't like to cast compliments right in
Oh,
my own
you are now.
Well,
That's
thank
what
you.
you are.
Wait a minute, there comes Cedric up out there.
Huh?
Can't explain nothing with him around.
No, well, maybe I can study up some way to get shut of him real quick.
No, don't you try nothing now. We never will get shut of him then. Well, howdy, Cedric.
Yeah, come on in, Cedric.
Wonderful world.
Wonderful world. What can we do for you today?
Well, I want to get one of them apartments you fellas are giving away.
Well, we ain't exactly giving them away, Cedric.
Well, Mr. Grandpap told me you was. Do them apartments sure enough have everything furnished in them? Do they sure enough?
Oh, my, yeah. Carpets and sofas and stoves and rocking chairs.
That's right, Cedric. Modern up to the minute furnishings. Everything a body could want.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get me one with a pinball machine in it.
Pinball machine.
Yes, Mom, the biggest one they got.
Cedric, that ain't no kind of a thing to put in a modern deluxe apartment.
Of course not.
Just get that idea out of your head right now. Besides, you couldn't get no apartment no way, because you ain't got no house to swap for it.
House to swap for it.
Yeah, you see, Cedric, that's how a family gets an apartment. They turn in their old houses.
Oh, well, I ain't got no house. So how do I get an apartment?
You don't get one, Cedric.
Don't worry about it, though, Cedric, because your papa will get one, and that's where you live anyway.
Yes, Mom, but I don't think I want to live with Papa and Mama no more. They won't let me have no pinball machine in the house. Believe I'd just rather get me an apartment of my own.
Well, now, maybe Cedric's right, Lum. He's getting to be a big boy now, and someday him and Clarabelle's going to get married to one another. They ought to have a place to live.
Yeah, but the facts of the matter still stand. Cedric ain't got no house to trade in.
No, that's right.
Would a birdhouse do? I got one of them.
Oh, of course not, Cedric. That's too little a thing.
How about a doghouse?
No.
Well, I got a pretty big doghouse.
Well, that ain't no good, Cedric. Besides, you don't live there. Your dog does.
Oh, well, how about if the dog swapped his house for apartment and then I could just live with the dog?
No. How you gonna make a deal with a dog? We couldn't go over and talk to your dog about swapping in his place.
No, Mom, but I could swap for him. I'm his guardian, I think.
Have you been appointed his guardian by the court? You have to be, Cedric. We couldn't make nothing legal with a dog. He couldn't sign the paper no way.
Well, there ain't no use arguing about it. We ain't gonna take no doghouse in on this deal, no way.
No, we ought not to have dogs living in the apartment, Cedric.
It's the silliest one idea I ever heard. You better just run on home and forget all about getting an apartment, Cedric.
Well, I sure would love to get me one.
Cedric, I've told you 6 or 5 times before, the only way you can get one's to turn in a place that you actually lived in. One that you own yourself. Built on property that you own. Is that clear?
Own property that I own myself, huh? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. Now, you better run along, because me and Abner's got a lot more work to do here.
Yeah. So long, Cedric.
Well, wait a minute. Do I still have a library card in your library?
Library card? You aiming on doing some reading, Cedric?
No, Mom, I don't think so.
Well, now, you ought to, Cedric. Be good for you. And I know you'd enjoy that book, Gilbert the Boy Trapper over there.
Well, I ain't got time to read nothing now, though. I'll be back directly, though. Maybe I'll get a book then.
Yeah, all right, Cedric. We'll see you later.
Yes, Mom. Say, did you say them apartments come with or without pinball machines?
Without, of course.
Oh, well, I'll be back. So long. Wonderful world.
Wonderful world. Doggies, I reckon what he's worrying about his library card for.
No telling what goes inside that boy's mind.
No.
Sometimes he's enough to drive a feller stark or even mad crazy.
Well, now, go ahead, Lum. Explain these here drawings to me. I can't make nothing out of them lines there.
Well, of course not. Takes a feller with a mechanical's drawing mind to figure 'em out.
Does, huh?
Yeah, now you see, this is a crisscross section of the whole building right here.
Huh?
Shows all 5 stories.
All 5?
Yes, sir.
Hey, doggies are skyscrapers.
Well, I reckon you could call it that. Of course, after we get going, I'm aiming on making some of the other apartment buildings even taller than this one. 7 or 8 stories high. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
But don't tell nobody yet now. I'm going to keep that as sort of a surprise.
I won't tell a soul. Doggies 8 stories high.
Now, see, here's the arrangement. On each floor, there's 5 apartments. See here? 1, 2, 3, and, of course, the middle one there is the basement. 4, 5.
Uh-huh.
Now, we come down here to the first floor, and of course, underneath the first floor is the attic.
Uh-huh.
Explain that to you.
Yeah.
And then, on the first floor, instead of apartments, these are all places for stores and offices and such as that.
Uh-huh.
Now, you'll notice up here on the second floor...
what store's going to be over in this corner here, Lum?
I don't know. We ain't figured that out yet. But on the second floor...
Maybe a drugstore in this corner, huh?
Yeah, might be. But look up here on the second floor.
Or maybe the post office.
Yeah, maybe the post office. But up on the second
floor... It don't look like a post office, though.
Of course not. This is just a rough drawing, Abner. Wait till the building gets all fixed up, then it will.
Uh-huh.
Now, on the second floor, we're going to put in
No, Sir Lum, I don't believe that's a good idea.
What ain't a good idea?
Having a post office over here in this corner, that's too far from the other end of the building. Or to have it closer to the middle.
All right, we'll put it in the middle then. But up here on the second...
No, if you've got your heart set on having it over in the corner, why, that's where we'll have it.
Abner, I don't care where the post office is at.
Yes, you do, I can tell, and I know that you more than likely got some good reason for wanting it there. I don't know what it is, but I know it must be a good one.
I have not. I ain't got no reasons for wanting it no place.
You ain't?
Of course not.
Not a single reason?
Not a single one.
Well, why you being so stubborn about insisting having it in the corner, then?
For goodness sakes, Abner, I never insisted on that. It wasn't my idea. You're the one that keeps talking about...
Well, whose idea was it, then? Mousey's?
No, it weren't Mousey's.
Doggies, I bound you it was, too. You're just trying to protect him. It's what you done. More than likely, Gussie put that idea in his head. Just about what you done. What's she so worried about where the post office is going to be at for?
I don't know. Just forget about the whole thing.
Reckon she's trying to get Mousey in as postmaster here in Pine Ridge. That's what she's got in mind.
For goodness sake.
Doggies, I tell you what we better do, Lum. We better warn Dick Huddleston that somebody's trying to get his post office job away from him. That's what we better do. Dick's been postmaster for years here, and ain't no reason to turn him out now and put that Mousey Gray in. Come on, let's call him up.
Gussie ain't trying to get nobody's job away from nobody. Now get that out of your head right now.
Lum, you know Gussie. Once that woman gets her mind made up to a thing, there ain't no...
Wait a minute, Abner. Get away from that telephone.
I'm going to call him right now.
No, you ain't no such a thing.
Yes,
You don't stop letting that imagination of yours run wild with you. You're going to get yourself in a batch of trouble. Wait a minute. What's that pounding noise? Seemed like I heard something that sounded like... Well, for goodness sakes.
What's the matter, Lum?
Look out in front there. Somebody's putting a tent up right smack in front of the store.
A tent? Why, I do know. Look at there. They're going to cover the front door there with it.
Of course they are. Come on, we better see what this is all about.
You reckon it's a circus coming to town?
No, of course not.
Be awful handy if it was. You step right from the store right into the circus.
What in the world's going on here anyway?
Mom?
Oh, it's you, Cedric.
What are you doing anyway, Cedric? What's the idea of putting up a tent right here?
Well, this is what I'm going to swap for one of them apartments.
Swap for what? Why, this ain't no good, Cedric.
Yes, it is, too. You said I had to own my own place. Well, I own this tent. You said I had to actually live in it, and that's what I'm going to do starting today.
Yeah, but you can't put it up right here, Cedric.
Of course not.
Yes, Mom, I can, too. I got my library card to prove it.
Library card?
Yes, Mom. Don't you recollect you made me buy some property before I could get a library card, so you sold me this little strip of ground in front of your store here. Don't you recollect?
Doggy, that's right, Lum. We did sell this to Cedric.
All right, now, you fellers, get off my property. I've got work to do here.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the first major trouble resulting from the proposed Wonderful World apartments has arisen. Cedric, in an effort to establish a residence for himself so that he'll have something to trade for one of the new apartments, has put up a tent right in front of the Jot 'em Down store. And there's nothing Lum and Abner can do about it, because they once sold this small strip of ground to Cedric to help him get a library card. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Abner has just entered. Listen.
Oh, howdy, Abner. You back already?
Yeah, there weren't many delivers today. I doggies, everybody's sure curious about that tent that Cedric put up out in front of the store there, Lum.
Yeah, that's disgusting. That's what it is. Plumb disgusting.
Yeah, they all think we put it up for some reason or another. Oh, what are you studying there?
So it's just a floor plan of the first floor of the apartment building. Mousey brung it in a little while ago, and I'm checking it over to see if he got everything in it.
A floor plan? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to plan to build a floor, Lum. All you gotta do is just take some boards and nails and nail them down. There it is.
Well, that ain't what a floor plan means, though. It shows which stores is going to be where, and how big the size of them is, and where the doors and windows are going to be at, and all such as that.
Huh?
Uh-oh, for goodness sakes, there he is again.
Who?
Cedric sticks head in the door.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Lum, can I borrow a cup of sugar?
Sugar?
No, you can't, Cedric. Besides, you're supposed to save on sugar.
Well, I just need a little bit for my coffee.
Be patriotic, though, and drink it without it.
Sure.
Yes, Mom. Well, then, can I borrow some coffee?
No, you can't borrow no coffee, Cedric. Now get out and stop bothering me.
Yes, Mom.
Doggies, Lum, you oughtn't to be so sharp with that boy.
Well, I have to be. Been doing that all morning long, sticking his head in here and asking to borrow something. Pillars and my rocking chair and candy and magazines and I don't know what all. He's getting to be an awful nuisance.
Well, how does he figure he can borrow candy? You're supposed to buy that.
Oh, he thinks just 'cause he's a neighbor of ours now, he can run in here and borrow anything he wants.
Well,
He says his mama does that with her neighbors.
well, I do know. Now, I reckon what he wants with that coffee.
Oh, he's more than likely fixing to get his own lunch out there.
Well, how can he cook it? He ain't got no stove in that tent.
I don't know. All I know is it's a disgrace to our store, and I wished I knowed some way of getting shut of him.
Well, I do, too. He's got it so close to the front door there, everybody can't hardly get in or out of the store. Why don't we just tell him to take that dad-blame tent down and go on home with it?
We can't do that, though. He's got a legal right to be there.
Legal right?
I looked up that piece of paper we read out when we sold him that little strip of ground out there, and it's got both his and our signatures on it.
It has, huh?
Yes, sir. He just paid us a few dollars for it, but according to the law, he owns it, and he can do anything he wants with it.
Well, why don't we just give him his library card back then, Lum? That's the only reason we sold him the ground, was just so he could get to be a property owner and get a library card.
I know, but giving him his card back won't change nothing. He paid for the ground. That's the thing that counts.
Yeah. Well, why don't we buy it back from him then? Offer him more than he paid for it.
I've already did that. Fact is, I went as high as $50, but he won't sell at no price.
He won't, huh?
No, sir, he's bound and determined he's going to live there in that tent, right in front of our store, no matter what happens.
Well,
He thinks living there is going to get him one of them apartments.
well, he can't trade in a tent for an apartment. He's got to have a house.
I know that, but just try and tell Cedric that. He won't listen to nobody. But I ain't got time to worry about him all day. I got a lot of work to do on these plans here.
I thought Mousey had it all did already.
No, these are just rough drawings. I gotta make a lot of changes in them and all.
Changes.
Yeah, now, you see, he's got the setting room. The minute you open the front door, you walk right into the setting room.
Yeah, well, that's a general thing.
I know, but I'm going to change that. See, when a feller comes in to sit down, he's got plenty of time, ain't he?
Well, there's a rule. Yeah, if he's going to sit in a setting room, he's loafing around.
Well,
sure.
take, for instance, a dog. A dog always turns around 3 or 4 times before he lays down.
Yeah, well, I don't do that. I just come in and sit down. I don't rush about it. I generally have a lot of time, but I don't turn around.
But when a feller comes in a house hungry, he wants to sit down and eat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I go home to my village, I want to walk right in and sit down and start eating.
That's the way with me, so I'm putting dining rooms right in the front door. Open the front door and you walk right into the dining room.
Well, I do know. And then the sitting room's right behind the dining room, huh?
Yeah.
All right, doggy, that's a good idea, Lum. Why, sure it is.
And some more changes we'll make. Now, take, for instance, the way he's drawn in the Jot 'em Down store here. Look at the size he's made it. Just a little bitty thing.
The store, whereabouts is that at?
Right there, that little box.
Right here?
Granny's even the elevator's bigger than our store, the way he's got it drawn.
Oh, well, is this here supposed to be the elevator right here in the back of the store?
Yeah, that was my idea, putting it in the back end of our store. That way everybody will have to walk through the store every time they come in or go out. Oh. And I figure we can sell them some stuff when they're going through the store here.
Why, sure, that's a good idea, sure.
But if the store's going to be a little bitty thing, as Mousey's got it down here, won't be no room for nobody to walk through.
Oh. We might build a balcony on there. Uh-oh, he's back again.
Mr. Lum, can I borrow some ketchup?
No, you can't, Cedric.
Well, then, can I borrow the 2 paper plates?
2 paper plates? What do you need 2 for, Cedric?
Oh, I'm having a friend in for lunch.
A friend? Who is it?
It's Mr. Grandpap.
Oh.
He's brung over his camp stool and a can of beans and some weenies. Can I borrow them plates?
No, you can't borrow no paper plates, Cedric. Now leave us alone and don't stick your head in our door no more.
No, Mom.
No, 'cause I figured that Grandpap would start hanging around that tent sooner or later.
Yeah.
Ain't no one thing Grandpap likes better than to go camping. I recollect one time him and old man Hodge.
I hear it. Grandpap ought to be ashamed of himself. A growed man his age sitting out there on a little camp stool eating lunch. Disgusting.
Why, sure, he's too old for such as that.
Let's see, now, where was we? Oh, yeah, the elevator.
Yeah.
I don't know what come over Mousey making a mistake on the size of the store this way. Whoever heard of an elevator bigger than a store?
Well, here, Lum, the way that elevator's sitting there, maybe we can just make that into the feed room and put some of our stuff back in there, feed and flour, to set it back in the elevator there.
Well, that wouldn't be no good. Somebody might come in to buy a sack of flour, and we'd have to wait till the elevator come down before we could sell it to them.
Oh.
That wouldn't work out.
No, I reckon not, no.
Couldn't do no business with our groceries flying all over the building.
No. All right, well, wait a minute. Why don't we put all our groceries and dry goods and everything on the elevator, and then we can just go right along with it?
Come over that again, Abner. Grannies, I believe you're getting a idea there.
Well, I said just put the whole store right on the elevator, make it a great big elevator. Well, even bigger than the one Mousey's got drawn there.
Grannies, Abner, I believe you've got an idea there, I tell
Why,
you.
sure, just put the whole store right on the elevator.
Yes, sir. Grannies, that's it, Abner. That's it right there. This will revolutionize the grocery industry.
Well, good.
Yeah, instead of making folks come to the store, we bring the store right to them.
Sure, just go up to every floor.
All they got to do is just ring the elevator bell.
Good for me for being so smart.
Hey, you might be a genius, Abner. I don't know.
A genius? I don't get good for me for being there. Well, I'll tell Elizabeth and little Pearl.
Store on every floor.
Yeah.
That's going to be our new slogan. A store on every floor.
Oh, that's a good one.
How does that sound to you?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Wait a minute. Mom, do you smell something good?
Huh?
How near lunchtime is it getting to be anyway?
I don't know. All I know is we got the greatest one idea we ever studied up.
We? I was the one that studied up this idea.
Well, yeah, but I was the one that sort of developed it. I was the one that told you it was a good one.
Yeah, you done that. Yes, you did, Lum.
I better get Mousey on the phone right away and have him make that change in the floor plans. Do you recollect what his ring is?
I believe it's about time for lunch, Lum.
I never ask you that. I ask you. Wait a minute. Here it is, here. 2 shorts, a long, and a short.
You reckon I better run on home and see if Elizabeth's got my lunch ready yet, Lum?
No, you stay here. It ain't but 11 o'clock now.
Huh?
Hey, shut up. Let me make this phone call.
Now, doggies, wait a minute. No wonder something's been smelling so good. Look out there, Lum. Cedric and Grandpap's got a big bonfire out in front of the store there, and they're roasting weenies.
Well, I'll swan to go. Hello, is that you, Mousey? Well, just hold the phone a minute. Grannies, this is the last straw, Abner. Run out there and put out that fire.
Well, it's on Cedric's property, Lum.
I don't care where it's at. This is one thing they can't do. No, it's against the fire regulations or something. Go on out there and tell them to put it out.
All right, I'll tell them.
And don't take no for an answer.
Don't worry, I'll put it out and run them away from there.
That's the time. Hello, Mousey. Sorry to keep you waiting, but I had some business with Abner here. Yeah, look, Mousey, what I telephoned Jeff about. I just been going over them floor plans you drawed up and... What mistake? Oh, that. Well, if that was a mistake, I'm glad you done it. No, the elevator ain't too big. Fact is, you never made it big enough. That's right. We want you to change the plans and make it about 4 times as big as you got it. No, I know what I'm talking about. You see, we're going to put the store right on the elevator. Yes, sir. A store on every floor. That's going to be our new motto. Why, of course it's a good idea. Now, here's what I want you to do, Mousey. Draw in a heap of shelves and around the elevator and a counter with a cash drawer in it. And just a minute, Mousey. Abner, I thought I told you to go out in front and tell them fellas to put out that fire.
I already been out there.
Well, the fire's still going.
I know. I'll take care of that as soon as I find something here.
Find what?
Oh, nothing.
What is it you're hunting for?
Oh, nothing. Just some old paper plates.
Paper plates?
Yeah, all I need is 3. Oh, here they are right here. I got them.
Hello, Mousey. I gotta hang up now. You get to work on that, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Just a minute, Abner. How many plates you got there?
I just took 3 of them.
Well, better make it 4. And find that old sign we used to have.
What old sign?
One that says, out to lunch. Granny's, that smells good. Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Cedric is still encamped in his tent in front of the Jot 'em Down store. He thinks he's establishing a residence that he can trade in for one of the proposed Wonderful World apartments, and no one is able to convince him that a tent is not of sufficient value for this purpose. And so far, Lum and Abner have failed to find a way to make him move, because it so happens that Cedric owns the small strip of ground in front of the store. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Lum has just entered. Listen.
Granny's, Abner, that's the last straw.
Huh? Oh, howdy, Lum. What's the trouble?
Look what Cedric's done now.
Huh?
Put up a clothesline and hung his washing on it right in front of our store.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. He borrowed a bucket and some water in here just a while ago.
As if that ain't a disgraceful sight. I never seen one.
No.
But he has to bend down and duck under the washing to get in the store.
Oh, yeah, right in front of the door.
And what's worse, he's got a couple of them stakes, you know, he drove down there.
Yeah.
Right where you have to step over them. I tripped on one of them just now.
Well, did you hurt yourself?
No, but I wish I had. Then I could lasso him, little varmint.
Well, I'll say one thing for him. He's making a heap of money out there.
Making money?
Why, sure. Didn't you see that lemonade stand he's put up in his tent?
No, all I could see was washing.
Oh, no, he's got a lemonade stand. And he's doing good with it, too. You know, sells lemonade to all them curious folks that stop to see what the tent's for. He's got a crowd around there all the time.
Yeah, I know it, but I'll put a stop to that.
Well, how can you, Lum? It's his property. We sold that little strip of ground to him, and he won't give it up for $1 million or $1,000.
Well, I've studied up something that'll get it away from him. At least I think it'll work.
Well, good. What is it?
You'll see in just a minute. I got to call up Luke Spears.
Luke Spears? Well, what's he got to do with it?
You'll see. Oh, I never thought of this before.
Well, come on now. Tell me, Lum. What is it now? Tell me.
Hello, is this you, Luke? This is Lum. Lum Adder.
Well, what, Luke?
Yeah. Oh, just tolerably, Luke. Hey, listen, how much will you take for that pinball machine you got at the restaurant there?
Pinball machine?
I know it ain't new. I don't care if the paint's wore off. How much will you take for it? Oh, that's a little high, ain't it, Luke?
Now, what does he want with that?
Well, I don't believe I could go over 40 for it. Well, all right, 45 then.
Getting more childish every day.
Well, I need it right away, just as soon as I can get it, Luke. Yeah, how about getting one of them Bates boys to bring it over on his wagon? Yeah, well, I'll give him some candy or something.
Yeah, they bring it.
Huh? Well, send the bill along, and I'll send the money back with whoever brings it. All right, Luke. Much obliged. Goodbye.
Mom, you ain't gonna start playing that pinball machine, are you, at your age?
No, of course not. Can't you see what I'm doing? I got an interior motive.
Well, now, if you just want to play that machine... Huh? You got what, Lum?
Oh, never mind. I ain't got time to explain that to you.
Well, maybe you got that when you tripped over that tent stake. Where's it hurt you, Lum?
Don't hurt no place. Interior motive just means that I got a reason for doing what I done just now.
Reason?
And this is the reason. You know that Cedric would rather play the pinball machine than one thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, he just loves it. Just loves it.
So I'm going to put it right up close to the front of the store where he can see it. But I ain't going to let him play it.
You ain't?
No, I'll put up a sign, minors and boys of Cedric's age not allowed to play. And Cedric will start staring at the machine, and his mouth will start watering, and finally he'll get himself so anxious to play it that he'll do might nigh anything. And that's when we step in.
Step in where? His tent?
No, I mean that's when we make a deal with him. We'll let him play the machine if he'll sell the property back to us.
All right, doggies, that's a good idea, Lum. That'll work. Yeah.
Wonderful idea. I know it'll work.
Well, sure.
Can't miss.
Oh, no, not the way that boy loves and admires a pinball machine. Wait a minute. There comes Squire Skimp. Look at old Squire. He has to duck under Cedric's clothesline there. Look at him.
He hates to do that.
Might not knocked his hat off.
He can't strut when he's been over that way.
No. Well, he ain't been in lately.
Well, I don't know. I think he's sort of mad because we're using Dodge and needs his money for Mousey's apartment Audi.
Oh.
Instead of spending it on some of them crooked ideas Squire kept bringing him.
It's just about what it is.
And I'm glad he ain't in on this no way.
Mind out. Here he comes. Well, howdy, Squire.
Yeah, come on back, Squire.
Yes, gentlemen.
What can we do for you today, Squire?
Oh, nothing, not a thing, Lum. I just dropped in for a little friendly chat.
Oh, well, sit down.
Yeah, thank you, Lum. Thank you. Well, that's quite a thing you have out there in front of the store. Or rather, Cedric has.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But it ain't going to be there much longer, I can tell you that.
No, sir. Him and his tent and his washing's just as good as gone right now.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that Cedric was making quite a good thing out of that. An enterprising lad, that Cedric is.
Oh, he's enterprising, all right, but he picked out an awful poor place to enterprise.
Well, on the contrary, Lum, I'd say it was an excellent place. Advantageously located for business purposes, you know. Draws large crowds. As a matter of fact, I've taken advantage of it myself.
What do you mean, Squire?
Well, I just purchased advertising space on the side of the tent there to display a few of my real estate ads.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
I also paid Cedric an additional sum to pass out my insurance cards to those visiting the tent.
Yeah, I might have known you'd figure out something like that.
I doggy that Cedric's going to get to be a millionaire if he keeps this up, you know.
Oh, yes, indeed, an enterprising lad. Lum, I've been hearing quite a bit about your proposed apartment house project, the Wonderful World Apartments, I believe you call them.
Yeah, that's right, Squire.
Well, the amazing and intriguing details of this ingenious plan have been bandied about quite a good deal. And I must say, Lum, I believe you hit upon a great thing. A great thing.
Well, thank you, Squire. Of course, Mousey Gray deserves most of the credit. It was his idea, mostly, with my help, naturally.
Oh, naturally, yes. Well, I consider it to be one of the most significant steps forward in the social and economic life of our beloved little community. And I hope that you're doing everything possible, Lum, to facilitate its construction at an early date.
Oh, yeah, we're facilitating it to beat everything.
There's just one thing, old Lum. Now, before you get yourself committed to contracts and one thing and another that goes along with a building of that kind, are you sure that check that Dodge and E. Smith gave to Pine Ridge is good?
I'm sure it's good.
Yes, now, Lum, we must not overlook the fact that Dodge and E. Smith was, he was a man who failed to live within the law. In other words, a crook, you know.
Well, yeah, he was, but he ain't no more. He reformed himself.
Yes, sir, reformed. Done a good job of it, too.
He got to fooling around that wonderful world idea and preaching honesty and one thing and another till he got to believing it himself.
Well, yes, I know he said that, Lum. I just wondered if he was sincere.
Well, as far as the check's concerned, you don't need to worry none about that.
Yeah.
I've done taken that to the bank, and it went through, and we got the money.
You have?
Yeah, it's on deposit in our name.
That's all I wanted to know. I'm awfully glad to know that, Lum. I'm happy to hear that Diogenes is a redeemed man. Yes, indeed, happy to hear it. Now, all you have to worry about now, Lum, is just securing a reliable builder. That's very difficult to find these days.
Yeah.
Oh, my, yes, extremely difficult. Many's a building's been ruined merely because of unreliable contractors.
Granny, I never knowed that.
What building's ruined, sir?
Why, I know that you've heard of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, haven't you?
Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Don't believe I've ever heard of it, Squire.
Well, there you are. This huge, magnificent structure that cost millions of dollars all of a sudden started leaning to one side. And why? Unreliable contractors.
Granny, we don't want to get a contractor like that building these apartments.
Oh, no.
That thing leaning over that way.
No, that's what you have to watch, Lump. You haven't hired a contractor yet, have you?
No, we ain't, Squire. I don't want to get him. Where's he at?
Well, I don't know exactly, Lump, but I don't think that you'd have the misfortune to find him, but you might find one just as bad if you're not careful.
Huh?
No, I saw him, Lum. I don't know what you'll do about a contractor. I don't know
Well, we ain't even thought about it much, Squire. You don't know where we can get a good, reliable one, do you?
No, I don't. Don't have a least idea. Now, wait a minute. By George, I think you're in luck, Lum.
Where?
Yes, sir, I don't know how this came to me, but I just happen to remember an acquaintance of mine, a grand old friend. He's just recently taken up residence at the county seat.
Is he a builder?
Oh, one of the best. Well, you've heard of the Empire State Building in New York, haven't you?
Granny, did he build that?
Did he build it? What a question. Now, I don't know whether we can get him or not, Lum, but I'd be glad to sound him out on it for you.
You don't reckon he'd be too busy?
Oh, no, tut. You see, he's retired, but he likes to get back into the harness once in a while. And as I recall, apartments were always his specialty. He would be the ideal man to get if we could.
Granny, that sounds good. How about his price, though? Reckon that'd be pretty high, wouldn't it?
Well, ordinarily, yes, but I know because of our great friendship and because of the nature of this wonderful world apartment idea that he might be willing to take this job for a very nominal fee.
Well, Granny, that settles this, Squire. He's the feller we need. Will you try to get him first?
Well, I'll be glad to, Lum. Anything I can do to help Pine Ridge, you know me. In fact, I'll go right over to the place now and drop him a line.
Well, good for you, Squire. Granny, this is our lucky day.
Oh, yes, indeed, Lum. A great stroke of good fortune.
Mr. Lum.
There's Cedric again.
Oh, go away, Cedric. You can't borrow nothing from us today.
No, sir.
Don't want to borrow nothing. I just want to show you something in my tent.
We don't want to see it, Cedric.
Well, this is something awful good. I paid for it with all the money I've been making today. Come on, look at it.
We ain't interested.
I'll let you play it free.
Play it?
Yes, Mom. The little Bates boy just sold me the pinball machine.
Granny's Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum's attempt to lure Cedric and his tent away from in front of the Jot 'em Down store with a pinball machine failed when Cedric bought the pinball machine himself. But this mishap was counterbalanced by what Lum and Abner think is good fortune. For Squire Skimp informed them that he might be able to secure a friend of his who is a famous building contractor to build the proposed wonderful world apartments. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library, and with him is Grandpappy Spears. Listen.
Well, I don't think we got a book like that in the library, Grandpap.
Oh, yes, you have, Abner. I was reading it in here just the other day. My own eyes.
It's called the Junior Mystic Fortune Teller's Guide. I know it's here summers.
Well, I don't see what you want such a book as that for, no way.
Well, to make some money. That's what I want it for, to make some money.
Ah, prattle.
And don't you prattle me, Abner Peabody.
Well, how are you going to make any money out of a thing like that?
Well, I'm going to tell fortunes. What do you think I'm going to do? Cedric's giving me a place in his tent out there, and I'm going to charge 10 cents a fortune. Make big money in it. Reckon where that book's at.
Just a minute, Grandpap. How do you expect to find a place in Cedric's tent? He's already got it filled up with his lemonade stand, that pinball machine.
Don't worry, I'll find it. Here we are, right here. The Junior Mystic Fortune Teller's Guide. That's it.
Oh, my, now, don't start reading that out loud, Grandpap.
Yeah, let's see here. Telling fortunes by cards. You got any playing cards around the store, Abner?
No, of course we ain't.
I'll have to use some other method then. Telling fortunes by palms. Got any palms, Abner?
Palms?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe we have, Grandpap.
Let's see. Telling fortunes by names and ages. I know you got a name.
Why, sure, I got a name. It's Abner Peabody. I've had that ever since I can recollect.
Hey, I believe I'll just tell you a fortune, Abner, just to brush up on it. I'll do it for you free, too.
Well, good. Doggy, I love to have my fortune told.
First of all, you got to tell me your name.
Well, I'll give you that, Abner Peabody.
Well, that's wrong, Abner.
Wrong?
According to the book here, it's supposed to be John James.
John James?
That's what it's got down here. John James. And these books ain't generally wrong, neither.
Well, I do know John James. Reckon I've been going around all these years with a wrong name.
Must have.
Doggy's old Lum's going to be awful spry. He thinks my name's Abner.
All right, now, give me your age, Abner. I mean, John.
My age?
Yeah.
Well, over 40.
40? Oh, sassafras. You're closer to 90 than 40.
I am not. I'm younger than old man Quincy, and he's younger than Grandpa Masters, and he's
Wait a minute. No use arguing, John. It's down here in the book. Well, for the land's sakes.
What's the matter?
Abner, did you know you're just 14-year-old?
14?
Yeah, that must be a mistake. That can't be right.
No, I'll admit I'm older than that.
Oh, I've known you longer than that.
Yeah, it might be just turned around backwards. Maybe they meant to put down 41 there.
Oh, that wouldn't be much closer. I might have the wrong page here. You ain't John James after all.
I ain't. Well, here, get this thing settled. I gotta know what my name is when I answer the telephone and all.
Mary Smith. No, that ain't you.
Oh, no, that ain't me. I'm a boy. Or a man.
You know, this fortune teller's a heap harder than I figured it was. I might have to raise my price to 15 cents.
15, huh?
Wait a minute. This might be you right here. Charles Doe.
Charles Doe? Doggies, if that's me, the first thing I'm going to do is change my name. Might change it to John James. I believe I like that better.
You can't change it, Abner. Charles. This one must be you, because it's the oldest in here.
The oldest?
Yeah, you're still just 16, but it's the best I can do for you.
Well,
we'll go ahead with this one just for practice.
Well, maybe what they got written down there is my fortune when I was just a boy. That's more likely it. Go ahead, tell me what it says.
Well, to begin with, Charles, according to this, you will soon take a journey.
Well?
Either a long journey or a short one, depending on its length.
Doggies, a journey. Where am I going? Fort Smith?
I don't know.
Little Rock?
It don't say, Abner.
Charles is the name.
Yeah.
You can call me Charlie, though, Grandpap. That sounds a heap more friendly, I believe.
You will soon meet a person who will have much influence in your life.
Well, now who do you reckon that is?
You must take care not to place too much trust
reckon
in this.
It's Cedric? No, I've done met him.
Don't interrupt me, Charlie.
Oh, excuse me.
You must take care not to place
Might be somebody I'm going to meet on that trip to Little Rock. Does it say there when I'm supposed to leave on a trip? Wait a minute. There comes Lum up out there.
Lum?
Yeah.
I don't see him no place.
Oh, well, he just tripped over one of Cedric's tent stakes there. There he is. See him getting up there now.
Yeah, I was looking for somebody standing up.
Yeah, well, he was.
Yeah, let's see where I was at here. You will soon take a journey, either a long journey.
Doggies, another? I don't know where Lum will let me get away from my store for all these trips or not. Of course, the book says I'm supposed to take him, well, I reckon I'll just have to do it.
Blame them tent stakes. We just got to get shut of Cedric and his tent, Abner. That's all they are to it.
Yeah, morning, Lum.
Morning, Abner. Howdy, Grandpap. Howdy, Lum.
What'd you call me, Lum?
What'd I call you?
Yeah.
Why, Abner, of course.
Well, Charlie's my name, Lum.
Charlie?
Yeah. I never knowed it myself till just now. See, Grandpap's telling my fortune. He's taking up that sort of work.
Yes, sir. Going to set up business in Cedric's tent out there, Lum. Going to make a heap of money out of it, too. For goodness sakes, Grandpap, you can't make no money that way.
That's what I've been telling him.
Well, you fellers just wait and see. I'll show you. Now, where was we at, Charlie?
Huh?
Oh, yeah. You will soon take a journey.
Doggies, I'm getting to be a regular traveling man. Where'd I go this time,
Oh,
Grandpap?
quit arguing about that. We got more important things to talk about.
How?
I got to brush up on my fortune-telling, Lum. Well, brush up to yourself, Grandpap. Don't bother us. I got some good news for us, Abner.
How?
Or rather, Squire's got it for us.
Squire?
Yeah, he'll be here in a minute. Just stopped to see how Cedric was coming along with handing out them insurance cards for him.
Oh.
Wait a minute, here he comes now.
Yeah, well, what's the good news, Lum? Is it about that contractor feller, the one that Squire's going to get first?
Well, you'll hear in just a second.
Oh.
Come on in, Squire.
Yes, thank you, Lum. Well, howdy, Abner. Grandpap.
Don't pay no attention to Grandpap, Squire. He's reading.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead and tell Abner the good news, Squire.
Well, I just had a long-distance call, Abner, from my good friend at the county seat. And I'm happy to report that he is anxious indeed to undertake the supervision and building of the Wonderful World apartment.
Well, good for him.
But that ain't all, Abner. Tell him about the prices he's going to charge.
Well, yes, that is the best news of all. Even better than I'd hoped for. You see, in the first place, my friendship means a great deal to him, naturally. So he's anxious to do any favors that he can for me. And in the second place, he waxed so enthusiastic over the idea behind your Wonderful World apartment project that he's willing to handle this whole job for nothing, Abner.
For nothing?
Yes, sir. That's right. For nothing, Mom.
Good for him. Well, hooray.
Squire says he's going to drive over here to Pine Ridge this week and discuss it with us.
Yes, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Says he wants to get started building apartments right away.
He does. Well, he'll need to get some fellers to help him, won't he? He can't build a big a building as that is all by himself, surely.
Well, no, you see, Abner, he doesn't actually do the labor himself. His job is to contract for all the work, the carpenters and painters and cement men and all that. Naturally, why, we'll have to put the $10,000 in his name, so that he can let all these contracts.
We will.
Oh, yes, Lum. That's the usual custom. Mere routine is all, and that makes everything legal, you see.
By the way, Squire, what is this feller's name?
Yeah, that's right. We've been so excited about getting him, we forgot to ask what his name is.
Yes, why, it's Gregory W. Dobbs.
Doggy, that sure is a fancy name. Gregory what?
Gregory W. Dobbs.
Well, there's two W's in there.
Yes.
Gregory W.
You must
Dobbs.
take care not to place too much trust in this person.
What's that, Grandpap?
You will regret any dealings you have with this person.
Grandpap, I wonder if you'd step outside with me. I'd like to talk over some business with you.
Why, sure, Squire. I'll be proud to.
Yes, well, come along, and I'll see you later then, Lum, and I'll let you know when Mr. Dobbs will arrive.
Yeah, all right, Squire. You do that. So long, Squire.
Yes, so long.
You wanted to see Grandpap in such a hurry for.
I don't know. More likely want to get his fortune told, I reckon.
Yeah.
Dog it, I can't hardly wait to see this W. Gregory W. feller. Is he the one that Squire said built that Empire State Building?
Yeah, he was.
Well,
And when me and him get together and start figuring, we'll more likely end up with a building twice as big as the Empire State Building.
He will, huh?
Oh, you wait and see.
Well, sure, now, he must be an awful nice feller, Lum, to be willing to do all this work for nothing for us.
Yeah, well, just like Squire said, he's retard and don't actually need the money.
Sure.
And he knows that this is a project to do good for the community, so he wants to help all he can.
Well, I just hope he gets the apartment built fast, 'cause Elizabeth's getting awful anxious to move in.
Everybody is.
It's all she talks about. Doggy, there comes Grandpap back already. Well, never taken him very long to tell Squire's fortune, did he?
Yeah, what's that he's waving there?
I don't know.
Yeah. So you fellas said I couldn't make no money out of my fortune teller. Just take a look at this.
Well, I do know, a $10 bill. Did Squire give you that?
Why, sure.
For telling his fortune?
I reckon so. He done most of the talking, though.
He did, huh?
Yeah, say, do either one of you fellas know what hush money means?